Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Kas and Vogmar. Now, for those of you guys who have been following my WarCraft 3 replays, you will recognize Kas, Pokeroff.Kas. In addition, Vogmar, as you see Kas saying hi Manuel, that's actually Grubby. So this is Pokeroff.Kas versus Grubby. So hopefully this will be a very interesting game. We'll see how this really works out. Trying to figure out what patch this particular game is from. Taking a look at the barracks take what, 60 to build. So taking a look at that, this is not the most recent patch that was released, I believe around the 12th of March, probably the one before it. Now taking a look at this Grubby getting that standard supply depot over by his front door. Grubby, more well known as an orc player in the WarCraft 3 realm. Pokeroff.Kas, I forget what he is. I think is he a human player? I'll have to double check. Probably a night elf. Don't remember every single players as they're playing right now. New team at the future, or so it seems like they're trying to just do some talking. And give me one moment. Alright, just had to pause the game for just a second. So here we have Kas now currently just trying to get some of those drones. We'll see if he tries to go for... Oh, he's queued up a lot of probes. That's a little bit of an interesting strategy, as he's not going to really have as much probes or much minerals in order to build that gateway. He needs that gateway relatively early. Taking a look at his build right now, he's sitting on 12 drones and still has not produced that first gateway yet. Kind of interesting. Yeah, Kas now finally getting that first gateway out. Coming back over here, over by Grubby. Grubby is in fact getting that barracks into position, so double supply depots with that single barracks, and does not yet have gas. Oh, finally getting that gas down, and we'll see if he's going to be going for an early orbital command. No, not going for that early orbital command at the 15 mark, as many Terran players do. Both players now coming out to do some scouting. And this is going to be, in fact, a cross spawn on Metalopolis. So Metalopolis cross spawn, a single marine now trying to get into position, trying to make sure that he's able to shoot down any probes or any units that are in fact doing some scouting. Barracks now coming into position. Ooh, nice shift click in order to make sure that the marine does not end up stuck on the outside of that ramp position. There is that probe. Probe now going to get focused down by that one, by those two marines, and that probe smartly deciding not to hang on to that edge corner and trying to run back away. So at least Kas knows what the starting position of Grubby in fact is. We have a SCV now moving out. Grubby most likely knowing that this is in fact going to be a cross spawn. Cybernetics core down with an additional gateway, so double gateway with cybernetics core. That's probably going to mean zealots with stalkers and a warp gate opening. Probably not too much of an immortal opening, as that an earlier gateway generally delays a little bit of the that robotics facility just a little bit. We'll see what he goes for. Does he in fact try to research that warp gate? No, not researching the warp gate and going for that robotics facility. So I am in fact wrong. Now getting that robotics facility off of that double gateway. We have an SCV now going to be coming up that ramp, so both players grabbing those Zelnaga watchtowers in order to get sight. Kas down over here while the SCV over here as well, so both players using those early scouting workers in order to just get sight on the ramp. The Zealots have 60 shields, so this is actually a fairly old replay, as the new Zealots currently only have 50 shields. So I'm trying to remember what else that entails. There's been a couple changes to, I believe, the mothership, and also some changes to Zerg, but that will not play out in this particular match. A factory now coming into play, not lifting off this barracks, so this barracks is not getting an additional tech lab of any sort, and barracks over here not producing anything new either. We now have a Ghost Academy coming in from Grubby, so Grubby now trying to finally get in some ghosts. We'll see if he tries. No, now producing Marauders, so almost had enough gas for ghosts and decided not to produce them. Not quite sure what Grubby's strategy is at this time. Taking a look at the income, it is now, or the worker count, it is now 17 workers compared to Kas, who has a very large number of workers, 24 workers, and no longer producing any. We have an observer now being built, so that robotics facility now popping out that observer now going to be flying out across that map. No longer a SCV over there. Perhaps a zealot was able to take it down. Taking a look at this, no zealots that I can find around the map. Probe still sitting over here. Ghost Academy. Oh, we have a quick arming of the nuclear silo. and also getting that single ghost. That's going to be very, very interesting. We'll see if Grubby also tries to go for early cloak tech as well. The arming of the nuclear silo only takes 60, while the cloak tech also takes an additional, excuse me, takes an additional 120. Observer now out, so an observer out, it does in fact see that there is in fact a ghost. Ghost still just wandering around us a little bit. The ghost has a very, very large rifle, and down goes that observer. Observer, Grubby being very observant, able to watch that cloaked observer just flying overhead. Factory, if for some reason, is in play. The factory mainly being built in order to arm that nuclear silo. You can build a ghost academy, but in order to arm it with a nuclear silo, you do in fact need that one factory in play. Ghost now moving out. Ghost sitting on 78 energy, so will in fact be able to use EMP shockwave. We have some marauders and marines running out, but this is a fairly large, very, very strong army coming in. 2 immortals. As long as those immortals are not going to be grouped together, that in fact will be a problem, as those marauders take 50 full damage from those immortals. Taking a look at this, we'll see how this really plays out. An observer now moving out. It's going to come across this main army. Ghost going to come in, able to do a little bit of a snipe. Let's see if he gets an EMP shockwave off. Down to 100 energy. This is looking really bad. Down to 20 energy. Trying to run away. Down to 12. Is he going to be able to get an EMP shockwave off? No EMP shockwave for that ghost. So that's going to be really, really bad positioning, unfortunately. Now we have marines and marauders trying to come back up on this north-hand side. And with those immortals, having those full shields, those marauders are going to have a definite problem trying to fight back anything right there. Now marauders of Grubby trying to come back into his base. Kas also moving back into his base as well, and also getting a robotics facility producing that colossi, single colossus, excuse me. Producing a Colossus. No upgrade on that range attack yet, so no upgrade on that range, and has plenty of energy for that Chrono Boost. Chrono Boost able to build those units a little bit more quickly, but increasing the production speed by about 50%. Kas not using that Chrono Boost on that robotics facility for that expensive unit. Single observer now trying to maneuver and position himself away from that missile turret. Does not want to get shot down. Another ghost now being trained back up. Cloak has been, in fact, researched, so we'll see how exactly this ghost wants to deal this. Missile turrets now being built as well. Taking a look, Grubby sitting at 51 over 51 food, while Kas sitting at 67 over 82. So very, very strong with that single colossus as well. So that colossus, very, very powerful with that 23 damage. We also have another command center being built off to this backhand side, kind of sneaky of Grubby, in order to try to get a natural expansion. Perhaps going to float it off into this position. I do not believe that he notices this observer. Observer kind of hard to notice unless it is in fact moving. We have a small army sitting on this high edge. Pokeroff.Kas should be able to see it. Taking a look at Kas's base, no, not unable to see it. He should be able to see up that ramp, but really not able to see it. Gonna go ahead and go back to everyone's viewpoint once again. Marines and marauders now moving out. The marines do in fact have that combat shield, so they're able to take one full round of hits from that Colossus, but Colossus now trying to run back away. Stalkers are able to really chase down those units. No charge yet on those units, so really just Stalkers trying to get in position, trying to chase down those units. I do not see a Twilight Council anywhere, and we finally have that range upgrade. Range upgrade being trained, and an additional Colossi being built as well. Marines trying to run back away. Colossus able to just shoot down more and more of those units. So Kas looking to be in a very, very strong position. Kas going OMG, where nuclear launch detected, and there it is, nuclear launch taking down so many of those probes. Oh my goodness, so that single ghost was able to take down so many of those units, down to 5 harvesters. And I'm gonna go ahead and just rewind that just a little bit, because I think I missed that for you guys, and I know how much you guys do in fact like to see what's it called? Like to see nuclear launches. So let me go ahead and just fast forward that. Can't believe I missed it. I kind of wish I saw that nuclear launch detected. There's no indicator for me. So there in comes that ghost. Ghost comes in from that backhand side. Gonna go ahead and just and launch that nuclear missile. No warning over here, as the Colossus is now trying to run back, trying to figure out where exactly that nuclear missile is. And there it goes. Kas goes, oh my gosh, where? And there in comes that nuclear missile. There it is, locked on and taking down all those harvesters from 26 down to 5. So losing all of those harvesters so quickly. Should probably try to focus down more of those probes. Only down to 5 harvesters. That one ghost is going to see better days, as he is going to be revealed in just a moment. But still able to do a really, really strong job. There's that ghost. Ghost is now revealed. Should probably try to shoot down some of those probes. There's another kill. Able to get one final probe kill off. And wow, what a change in the game right now. 4 Harvesters versus 34. Stay tuned for part 2 of what I think is going to be a 3-part replay between Grubby and Kaz here on Metalopolis.